Hello, I'm the business and political editor here at Berkeley Squares, and I'm with Aaron Foote, candidate for Metro Mayor for the UK Independence Party. So, in a sentence, what is a Metro Mayor?
Metro Mayor is looking at central autonomy, pulling powers back from Westminster and giving it back to the people. This is why I want to stand on a democratic platform of direct democracy through an e-platform system.
So the likelihood is that the turnout at these Metro Mayor elections will be low. And if you're proposing e-democracy, how can we regulate that so that we have a good proportion of the electorate voting on these key issues which you're putting forward?
I think you've made a key point here. Yes, turnout is going to be low. E-democracy is going to be crucial because that is going to give me the eligibility and legitimacy to actually forge change here in the west of England. Obviously, yes, you've said how are we going to make it actually mandatable to the people? How are we going to get them to register? We have to look at current applications that are on, which is My Neighbourhood and OS Democracy. They're already working platforms, not here in the UK obviously, but we have to look at them. It can be built on an open source network which is free, so it won't cost the taxpayer money.
So would you have a certain threshold where an amount of the public would have to vote in order for a policy to go forward?
I think we would have to look at that, yes. So it could be like a 5%, so a local error. So if it's a local issue, say people want the bus stop moved, it would possibly 5% of those residents within that road would have to respond.
But do we elect people? We live in a representative democracy. Why should I be voting on an issue which I pay as a taxpayer money to MPs or to Metro Mayors to make those decisions for me?
Well, if that's how you see it, that's how you see it. But at the end of the day, it's about retaking back democracy. It's about championing a new era. It's about clawing back powers as I see it. We're slowly clawing them back from Brussels. Now let's claw them back to the people.
If you're elected, how will you mediate and work with the Labour Mayor and the Conservative councils?
Obviously, being in UKIP, most people know that we don't have whips in UKIP. If we have a Labour, are they going to necessarily work with the Conservatives in South Gloss or Baines? If we have Conservative, are they going to work with Marlon Rees, like you said? They have party whips, they have party lines that they have to follow. It is about following the wishes and the dreams of people here in the west of England.
So obviously you're a farmer.
Yes.
What political experience do you have?
Originally I was on Wycombe Parish Council, which is just up the road from here in South Gloucestershire. And then I've substantially stood for other elections. I stood for Doddington, which is in South Gloucestershire and Yate. Then I stood for police and crime last year. And to be honest, if you look at my vote in police and crime, I was over the moon with that. We got 38,000 votes.
Apart from e-democracy, can you tell me one thing that you would love to champion in your first 3 years of elected office?
I'd love to champion protecting our greenbelt. I think that is a vulnerable space that we currently have. All the other politicians are looking at building on it. Let's first of all, and most importantly, look at these brownfield sites. Let's give those lands to the developers. Let's make them develop. Somehow we have to look at incentives. We also have to look at the stick option of maybe increasing taxes if you're land banking or something. We've got to start this ball rolling. We have plenty of brownfield sites that aren't being developed, and also we have brownfield sites that are being developed but aren't really being developed, as I feel, in the right way. We're having too big units built. I think we need to look at building smaller units but upwards, so maybe more flats, apartments, those sorts of things for first-time buyers. We don't have anything here in the West.
So of course part of a Metro Mayor's role in education is promoting apprenticeships and more vocational subjects. Is that something that you would really champion in office?
Definitely. I think we're lacking that. We're lacking apprenticeships. We've gone for this high-end education where everyone must go to university all the time. Yes, people need to go to university for skills and education, but we're also lacking the main skills, the people that can do the welding, the fabricating, the farmers, the engineers. Let's get that revolution back going.
I barely need to ask you this question, but Brexit, for or against?
Definitely for Brexit.
So, do you mind me asking, did you vote to leave the European Union?
Yes, I did vote to leave.
You did? Okay, so how will you work with the Bristol Mayor when he said, and I quote to Berkeley Squares, "I'm flat out, Brexit was a bad decision. It was pushed on us by a group of fraudulent frauds who are posh people who were absolutely establishment."
Well, seeing when I campaigned for Brexit, I definitely wouldn't say I'm posh, and I definitely wouldn't say I'm a fraud. I'm a dairy farmer that's stretched a living on the basic of incomes, losing thousands of pounds month in, month out when the price of the world crashed for milk in 2015 to what we have now. It has a slight recovered, but it's dropping back. So I definitely would say his statement's wrong on what he says. I've campaigned for years, but I will work with him and I will work with him on a local level.
Yeah.
It isn't about Brexit in this government. It is about championing change. It is about getting the voice of the people heard.
Could you just sum up for me why we should vote for you on the 4th of May?
Voting for me would be someone younger, inspirational, someone that wants a transparent, open democracy here in the west of England, and actually putting the voice back into the people's hands and letting them make the decisions that they want. It's their money at the end of the day. Let them choose.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.